2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday until 3.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is, we are going to have open conversation today, so feel free to give me a buzz, 724-438-4593. I think Paul Sunyak is stopping by as well, so he and I, we're going to continue a little bit on the conversation we had Friday, and I'll get to that shortly. What's on Your Mind brought to you by AR Roofing and Remodeling, Bright Stripe, seal coating and line striping, Madewell Services, full lawn care and cleaning services, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Hicksonbaugh's Drugstore, and Gary's Auto Sales. All righty, so let's see here. What is going on? Well, the president says they're getting closer to a peace treaty with Iran, but nothing yet. Iran is still defiant and saying no, but we'll see what happens there. Let's see here. City of Chicago had 25 shootings over the Memorial Day weekend, including some young teenagers that were shot. Fortunately, there were no deaths over the weekend in Chicago. Mayor Brendan Johnson says, the police can't do it all, and they need the help of the parents. And I'm not going to disagree with that. He says the city has a lot of activities planned throughout the entire city and its neighborhoods for this upcoming summer. And there should be no problem, keeping kids busy, but they need parents' help. So you can comment on that if you want. Texas is having its runoff primary today on the Republican ticket for U.S. Senator. They had their primary about a month and a half ago, where in order to move to the general election, you have to have garnered 50% of the vote. And, in the Texas primary, no Republican got that. So incumbent Senator John Cornyn, who's been there for 24 years, is going against current Attorney General Ken Paxton. And Ken Paxton has been backed by President Trump. California, the next big one that everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are keeping an eye on. Their primary is next Tuesday, although early voting has been going on for over a month now. Nancy Mace, Republican from South Carolina, is introducing a amendment to the Constitution that would ban all foreign-born citizens from serving in Congress and the judiciary. She says if the president has to be a natural-born citizen, well, then so can members of Congress and judiciary. To make a constitutional amendment, it's going to take 2/3 of majority in both the House and the Senate. And I think it's 3/4 of the states would have to approve it. Could also call a constitutional convention, which I think that takes 3/4 as well for that. Dr. Hal Puthoff is has been a CIA-funded researcher and he says the U.S. has recovered 4 separate species of alien life from UFO crashes. They're described as Nordics, which most closely resemble what humans look like. Grays, I don't know why they come up with grays, but small, massive-eyed, hairless creatures. Insectoids resemble praying mantises and are bug-like. And reptilians are lizard-like with scales and long tails. So there's that. Public service announcement here. Hyundai has recalled 421,000 2025-2026 cars for software glitches in their front cameras that could cause the car to come to an abrupt stop, possibly causing an accident. This concerns 2025-2026 Santa Cruz, the Tucson Hybrid, and the Tucson plug-in hybrid. And finally, in Nebraska, 2 people in a car stopped at a gas station. They got out and left the dog in the car. The dog's bouncing around, jumping around. Well, apparently he stepped on the trigger of a loaded shotgun the wrong way. It fired, blasted through the door, and one of the pellets hit a woman sitting at a stoplight with her arm hanging out the door. So dog shoots human. There you go. So that's what's on my list. Also on my list, a continuation of the discussion I had with Paul Sunyak last Friday. And by the way, Paul has joined us in the studio here, so we are going to continue that. I don't know if I think you're familiar, Paul, that Friday after the show, Brian archived the video of it. And I believe he said it was Muriel Nuttall at the Chamber commented that, well, we've got our own, camera people that'll be there on Fayette TV, so there's really no need. At which point, Brian responded to her with several questions that you and I had brought up on Friday. And to date, there's been no response from the Chamber on that. So earlier today, Brian sent off an email to, I believe, the president and past president of the board of directors for the Fayette County Chamber. And if you'll allow me, I'm going to read it to you.
Your show, man. Your show.
He says, hope all is well. WMBS Fayette Broadcasting Corporation has been a dues-paying member of the Fayette Chamber for more than 80 years. Recently, however, we have become increasingly concerned about certain actions taken by Executive Director Muriel Nuttall. I would think the mission of the Fayette Chamber should be to support local businesses, especially members that have financially supported the organization for most of its existence. Recently, we submitted a request to broadcast and live stream the town hall meeting regarding data centers, which the Chamber is co-sponsoring with Penn State Fayette, or is co-sponsoring at Penn State Fayette on June 3rd. We were denied permission to broadcast the event because Fayette TV would already be covering it. While we have no issue whatsoever with Fayette TV covering the event, we believe WMBS should be granted equal access to broadcast it on our own platform, as this is part of our livelihood and service to the community. Why would the Chamber, which operates Fayette TV, deny one of its own members the opportunity to also cover a public event? After discussing the matter with our attorney, Gary Frankhauser, he advised that this may also raise concerns under the Sunshine Act, which supports public access and the ability to video stream meetings and events open to the public. Additionally, other co-sponsors of the event have indicated that Muriel appears to be the only individual insisting that WMBS not be permitted to participate. My question is, why? At last Thursday's Fayette County Commissioners meeting, I asked during public comment about the commissioner's stance on WMBS live streaming the event. Commissioner Vince Facilities responded, "The more cameras, the better," and later reiterated to me on Friday that we have the county's support to stream the event. I hope this matter will be addressed by the Chamber Board. It may also be time to consider fresh leadership and a new direction within the Chamber. If WMBS is being denied opportunities such as this, despite our longstanding support of the organization, I have to wonder whether other local businesses have had similar experiences. Thank you for your time and consideration. Brian Morozek, General Manager, WMBS Radio. So, to date, no response to this other than the fact that he has heard from other board members that it is on their business agenda for tomorrow's Chamber Board meeting. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Where do you want me to start?
Wherever you want to.
Heretofore, and including now, there's no plausible good reason that anyone's put forth, especially Muriel Nuttall, who, saying just use ours. What is the harm at a public forum, which is what it's advertised as?
Right.
It's a town hall meeting, it says right there. I think she said in one of the responses I read last week or in the weekend, this is an informational session. It's not an informational session according to the flyer, which is right above it, right? I made that comment on Facebook. It's publicized as a town hall meeting.
Yes.
That connotes public participation. That connotes you're inviting the public. You're not having this in your chamber office. If you want to do that, then have it in your chamber office. You all can sit around and you scratch each other's back.
Yeah, and
film,
put out a
and film it on
newsletter.
Fayette TV, which is it's as Brian correctly notes, and I'm glad he brought that out. This is operated by the chamber,
Yes.
Fayette TV. So when you look at the structure, the structure of it is it's use ours and nobody else can film because we say so.
Right.
It's about control. It's about control of the narrative. It's what they've wanted from the beginning, from their panel that was picked. Okay, they decide who gets to be on the panel. There's no opposition, as we talked about before. Nobody even to present the opposite view. So I commend WMBS for doing this. I still haven't heard a good reason as to why you can't allow WMBS or any other independent person. The press is independent for a reason.
Right.
Independent press was me, the Herald Standards, WMBS. Now you're coming there not with anybody's agenda except you want to bring it to the public. Right?
Right.
So what is the harm in that? Please tell me. Please call the show, whoever is behind this, and just explain why WMBS's camera cannot be set up on a tripod right next to Fayette TVs or whatever, and film the same thing and bring it to your audience. And this is, I don't think this is at all about the station trying to cause trouble or make waves. You're just trying to do the job of the independent media, the fourth estate, and you're probably the only fourth estate left in Fayette County, to be honest about it, that's even interested in doing these things. So why do you need the state-run media or the county-run media, let's call it, or the chamber-run media is the best way to put it. It's not the county per se, okay? So why do you have to have that strict control over things? Because in my view, you want to be able to hit that kill switch if something gets out of control. That's my personal thought.
Yeah.
Okay? And you want to be able to say, well, somebody looked stupid here, so, oh, well. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they would or wouldn't, but the control is there. They decide.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's like the communist nations or whatever, where we control the press and we control the thing, and we want to put out the good stuff that we want to put out, and not the good stuff just in terms of the comments, but the presentation of things, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Now, is Fayette TV, is that run on Armstrong cable?
I don't really know.
I don't know either.
I have no idea.
But
I have no idea.
And I don't know what cable providers carry it. So even if it was both Breezeline and Armstrong, that those are the two that pretty much cover the county. There's some minor ones, I think. They don't cover the whole county. And more people are getting rid of cable and going with streaming devices. They're streaming. They're not going to get the cable.
Right.
They're not going to get Fayette TV. They can get WMBS.
I agree.
So,
I agree 100%.
So again, don't you want to reach out to as many people on as many platforms as possible?
Right. I would postulate that WMBS's reach exceeds that of Fayette TV in terms of the daily things that I see and the people that tune in and can see it on Facebook and on YouTube also, it's up there. So I think that I would like to see the numbers for this. And I would bet $5 that if you looked at the actual numbers of who's actually going to watch this, that WMBS would get way more traction than Fayette TV on its own streaming, wherever that's streamed on Facebook or whatever. So.
Well, and so here's another question. We're being denied. If WPXI, KDK,
Good question.
WTAA were to call and say, hey, we would like to be there, cover this for the evening news. All right, they're definitely going to edit for news. You know, you're only going to see what they want you to see from their editing, which may not agree to what the chamber wants. So why not? Again, I come back to WMBS, which is going to show from gavel to gavel, so to speak.
Sure.
Uninterrupted.
But I also think this. I mean, I think that when it comes to this sort of picking and choosing, right? This is, to me, tantamount to an elected body or a public forum or whatever you want to call it, saying, well, we don't want, and when I was at the paper, we don't want the Herald Standard to cover this. We'll allow these people to cover it, but we don't want you. That's not the way it works.
No.
You know, and to my thinking, this is just nothing but a public relations disaster for whoever is supporting this sort of leaving WMBS or any other legitimate news source out, or the person in today's world who just wants to come film it for their own purposes. It's a public forum. It's a hot button issue. And I think it's also important to build upon what you said earlier last week, that you haven't made up your mind about this, but you want the full menu, the full palette of information, correct? So I think that, you know, one of the things that will happen is there'll be this default position from those who want to keep you out, and you and me and Kendall and whoever and Bill and whoever's on here talking about this. You know, you're just against these centers, and that's not the point. That's not the case, and that's not true at all. It's sort of akin to being a reporter, and you wrote that story about the corruption wherever, and like you just don't like us. Well, no, it's my job to write the story. I mean, I'm not the one. I'm not the one who was charged, or I'm not the one who, you know, took the money, or was alleged to have taken the money, or I'm not the one who missed the deadline. I'm just reporting what you people did. You know, but they want to make it out that it's a personal thing, and I don't think it's a personal thing at all. It's a matter of saying, we want to have this, we want to present it to our audience, we want to leave them talk about it on our platform, and you know, the more the merrier, and that sort of thing. So what is the harm in that? I don't see it.
I mean, is there a fear that WMBS or whoever sees the video, you know, Paul, you say, you know, let's say you're part of the panel, and in there you say, well, you know, data centers, all it is a big block of cheddar cheese.
It might raise your electric bill. It'll raise your electric bill, but not that much.
So, you know, like are they afraid I'm going to go now and investigate that and see if what you just said is true, or and that I'm going to come back with other data that refutes what you said? Is that what they're afraid of? And isn't that what we are here for, to present both sides?
Correct.
Yes, they said this, but we have this other information that kind of contradicts that. So, yeah.
Right. And I think also, if you talk about transparency, and this is something that it's part of the continuum as you see this thing unfold, right? They advertise this town hall meeting, sign up here, you know, use this QR code or whatever, or here's where you can sign up, come, and here's what it's going to be about. And then the people were saying, the people that are putting it on, basically, you know, well, we're just doing this to figure out and learn about this. We haven't made up our mind, know nothing about it. We just want to learn and educate ourselves and the public. I mean, Kendall said that that's what she was told, you know. And I believe that that's true. And so it's like, no decisions have been made, nothing's in the works. We're just trying to educate ourselves about these data centers, okay, and the public. And then you find out within days, Charity Grim Krupa, the state rep, puts, you know, that somebody called her and said, well, we'd like to talk to you about building a building in Spring Hill Township. And we have a deal in place with FAPEN, which owns the property, for, I think, 830 acres.
And water's not going to be a problem.
And it's like, well, wait a minute. where did that come from? That wasn't part of the panel, the town hall discussion. That wasn't brought up that this is part of it. And Fay Penn, of course, is one of the members of the coalition that's deciding this stuff. So why wasn't that put out there that this is in the works, right? So I just think there's a shell game going on, to be honest about it. And I think that they want to have tight control of the narrative. I think that they want to control everything about it because they're control freaks. And, you know, that's why you need the independent press to come in and say, guess what? You're not going to get away with it.
And you know what? The moment they put the invitation out on Facebook, it became public. If you're concerned about broadcasting to the masses, then send out private invitations to those that you want to attend. Then you have a legitimate right to keep WMBLs out. But you made the invitation public.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
It's a public forum. It's at a public place. It's not, you know, a private, you know, ballroom that you've rented or something like that. But you still haven't given anybody a good enough reason to say why this decision is being made. What harm comes to the process, to the public, to the plan or whatever, by letting another person set up a camera and film it and say, well, we're doing the same thing that you're doing, only we're doing it independently. Tell me what harm comes of that. Why can't that be done? It's not worth the trouble that you're going to have now and the backlash and the doubt from the public and the doubt from, you know, the board members you say now are going to have a meeting or something, these different organizations, they're going to consider this. Why don't you just say, yeah, you're welcome to come because you serve the public. You have a radio show. They come on your show. It was brought up last time I was on Friday that the chamber has no problem coming on here and talking about things that they're doing. So you're valuable enough for them to tap you as a source to disseminate the information that they want to disseminate. But in reverse, just use ours.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Now, I want to give a shout out to two of our commissioners, Dutch Kaufman and Vince Vacides, for seeing, the more the merrier. Bring it on. You know, and Lord knows Commissioner Vacides and I very rarely see eye to eye, but I'll give him kudos on this one.
Well, Vince was around back when we had HSTV and public comment and doing things like that. So he understands, I believe, the need to do this and the folly of actually trying to, you know, do what they're doing. Yeah. Because it's not going to work. No. It's not going to inspire confidence on the part of the public. It certainly isn't going to win any hearts and minds of the people who oppose these data centers in Spring Hill Township and possibly elsewhere. They're just going to see this as part of a bigger conspiracy. Yeah. Or a part of a bigger effort to power through what you want to have done. Yes. That's how they're going to see it.
We don't care about the individual landowners. This is what we want, and this is what we're going to get. Hey, Paul, I got to take a break.
Okay.
You gonna stick around?
For a little bit.
All right. This is What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, Paul Sunyak. It is open conversation. So give us a call, 724-438-4593, and we'll do some more chatting right after this.
It's the perfect time to upgrade your outdoor area with a new fence from All Around Fence Company, conveniently located on Route 40 in Uniontown. All Around Fence has been installing quality residential, commercial, and farm fencing for more than 46 years. Offering residential fencing including chain link, decorative aluminum, steel, and more, All Around Fence has the fence for you. All Around Fence is also your one-stop shop for Neutrina products and carries Weaver equine and livestock supplies and Preferred farm equipment. So, if you need to upgrade an existing fence, add a new gate, or are considering the installation of new farm fencing, visit All Around Fence, open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 to 1, or give them a call at 724-439-0331. To learn more, visit allaroundfence.com.
Is it time for your first home? Or time to trade up to a home that fits your lifestyle? It's time to visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with trade-in and trade-up deals. Imagine beautiful, new, energy-efficient homes packed with the features you've been dreaming about. Trade in and trade up at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51. Trade-in value toward purchase of a new home determined by resale value and evaluation by home center manager. Additional deposit may be required.
Mountaintop Title and Notary can handle all of your motor vehicle and PennDOT needs, such as titles, plates, renewal, registrations, and all notary needs. Tina Nicholson of Mountaintop Title and Notary can also handle ATV and boat titles and also does income taxes. Hours are Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30, and appointments can be made for after hours and Saturdays. Mountaintop Title and Notary with a new location at 655 Nelson Road in Farmington, the only place you need to go for all title, notary, and tax work. Call Tina at 724-984-1514 for the most professional services around.
The wait is over. It's time to Manja. Manja featuring Delalo is now open at Live Casino. Part market, part cafe, Manja offers fresh, authentic pasta, pizza, hoagies, salads, ice cream, cocktails, and more made with Delalo's finest ingredients. Eat in, grab and go, or take home a taste of Italy from our retail market. Meet you at Manja featuring Delalo. Now open inside Live Casino, Route 30 at Westmoreland Mall. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, I'm attorney Jeremy Davis from the law firm of Davis & Davis. We've been helping the great people of Fayette County for over 45 years with personal injury claims. If you are hurt or injured, call our law firm for your free consultation. The insurance companies are not on your side. Call us today at 724-437-2799. Either myself or an attorney from our office will personally come out and meet with you. If you're in an accident or hurt, call us at Davis & Davis, 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. Let us fight for you.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes with Paul Sunyak. It is open conversation, 724-438-4593. We're going to get a call in here. Hello, welcome to the show. You're on with Russ and Paul.
Yes, this is Franklin LaCava.
Hey, Franklin.
And I called in to fill you in on this situation with WMBS and the chamber, which is a little different than what you may suspect. It's not really an ethical question. And I'll tell you why. If my memory serves me well, I was a member of the chamber for 17 years. Fayette TV is funded by a tourism grant, taxpayer money.
Okay.
This is what Muriel controls, is a line item in that annual budget. It was established, if my memory serves me well, through a six-figure grant about 10 or 12 years ago, and HSTV has been searching for a purpose ever since.
HSTV?
Now, why did Muriel...
HSTV?
I'm sorry, Paul. There's a cottagen on the line with you there. I think of HSTV.
Fayette TV. Fayette TV.
Yes. I misspoke. Thank you for correcting me.
Noted, Franklin. All right.
Yes. Excelente. Well, Fayette TV is not only taxpayer funded, you got to ask why she wanted it so badly. As I say, I was a member and an insider. I remember the discussions. Her husband, Eric, taught film at Albert Gallatin. So it was searching for a purpose because he didn't have any ideas for films. The stuff they aired on cable early on was silly stuff, little high school kids running and hiding behind trees out at Friendship Hill, sort of like early Monkees videos, if you remember the Monkees back in the 60s. You know, they would appear and disappear. I finally made the suggestion that maybe they should be interviewing World War II and Korean War vets before they passed away, Vietnam vets. And this was the one substantial spate of programming they actually had. And it worked very well, but it had nothing to do with promoting tourism. It did contribute to local history. It did see that these men's stories were recorded and actually very well filmed and became part of the record in the public archive. But as I say, the Chamber has been searching for a purpose for this station ever since. And what is so fascinating is that they were initially in competition with Penn State Fayette for that concession. Penn State Fayette had the facilities and the student body and could have actually made a curriculum out of it and could have sustained it and made it something that served the tourism industry instead of becoming just sort of a, what should I call it down there, something that functions at Muriel and Eric's whim.
Does he work there?
I don't know if he is paid or what, but I can tell you if you tuned it in as recently as last year before they got the fancy truck and hired somebody, it was Eric in the basement of their home just blathering with people who wanted to have their own cooking shows and things like that. I remember turning it on. My mom still gets cable, and I turned it on just to see what she would think of it, and she finally turned to me very angrily and said, "Are you actually watching this?"
That's interesting perspective, Franklin. And I must note here, and I have my bias, but Franklin was a print reporter, writer for the papers in Fayette County for a while.
Well,
so he brings that perspective to things, which I appreciate, Franklin. I really do. It's insight that I think people need to be aware of. So what you're saying is that Fayette TV was funded initially, and probably still is, by tourism dollars from Fayette County? Did they still make that appropriation, or that's what started it?
Yeah, the money that comes every year from the hotel tax.
Is used for this purpose?
Yes, as a station that would promote tourism.
And kids running around like the monkeys videos is not necessarily promoting tourism, nor is talking to veterans, actually. I mean, it's a good idea, but it would seem to me that I would ask the further question then, if this is still being funded by tourism dollars, and I assume that those are appropriated by a board or something that they've created, right, for the tourism disbursement, the commissioners, I believe it's county money.
That's right.
Why don't they have some say then about this?
Yeah.
And number two, a much larger question following what Franklin just said is, what does even filming a town hall meeting on data centers have to do with tourism?
Well, I was going to bring up that same thing.
I mean, so is it not a waste of their resources to do that, or just a make work thing? I think that's what Franklin is driving at, that they're a thing in search. What is that? They say, yeah, I have a solution in search of a problem.
Yes.
This is looking for something that you can film and promote to the public.
Well, and going on that scenario of, Fayette TV being partially funded anyways from tourism dollars, all the more reason that WMBS should be allowed.
Correct.
That's right.
It's government supported.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
That's right. It's really a dog, just sort of a dog in the manger attitude by the chamber that this is our thing, when in fact it should be a public service and it should serve a different need. If you go to other counties and get a hotel room, you have cable TV. This is the idea of tourism being on cable. You turn it on in your hotel room and you get an idea of what's out there to see and why it's fun and important.
And Fort Necessity and all that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
Friendship Hill and,
If that's what it should be. When I worked in Pittsburgh and was curator of the Blockhouse, I had someone come in and they wanted to do a story, an animated story of the Fort Pitt Blockhouse. Why is it important? And I sat and worked with the guy, and he did it. He was a former film student, looking to do something, and this was an easy project to get on cable. And it served a nice purpose. And this is what they do in Westmoreland and Washington and Allegheny counties, and it's why Fayette County hangs on the dog's tail.
I'd be interested to know how the commissioners feel if this is the highest and best use of those tourism tax dollars. to even
Sure.
run this TV outfit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's to me another waste. And the initial appropriation was well into six figures. I can't remember what it was, but it was 10 or 12 years ago.
Yeah, I am remembering something about that. Again, I don't remember the figures myself, Franklin. So, here's a question coming towards tourism dollars. I don't know how many hotels are in Fayette County. So going on the idea that, you check into your hotel room, you tune onto the local cable channel to find out what's happening in Fayette County. Great idea. Great use of that outlet.
Sure.
How many hotels are using cable as opposed to streaming?
Well, also remember
that
the people paying the tax aren't just the hotels; they're the bed and breakfast.
Right. Yeah.
So people come here; they want advice on what to see.
The Airbnbs.
And do the B&Bs have cable? Probably not. But at the time this was instituted, all the hotels had cable, the big ones, like Namacola.
Well, I'd like to see the schedule for this to see what they offer, on this Fayette TV. Like, what is the schedule and what shows come on and whatever. I'd like to see that and put that on the table next to what WMBS produces and puts on air, let's say, and see which has more merit. And I think I know how I would vote on that if I saw that.
This is one reason I gave up my membership in the chamber and stopped trying to talk sense down there. When I left, Matt Dowling was in charge of the station, and he was running Betty Boop. I'm quite serious.
What does that have to do with tourism?
Betty Boop because it was out of copyright. And prior to that, he had been running old TV shows. As I say, the station had no purpose. They simply took it from Penn State, which would have given it a purpose. They set up Matt Dowling, and he was running shows like reruns of Hazel or something like that. And someone came into the chamber and said, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. Those are under copyright. So he went back and found some stuff that was out of copyright and was running Betty Boop every day from 3 to 5.
Jeez.
No joke. That was our tourism station.
I would love to dig into that as a reporter and get more.
Listen, you may be going back to work, Paul. You may be getting another Golden Quill Award. You may be getting 2.
Yeah, but thank you for this perspective. And this is the type of tip that would come in when you were a reporter and you could follow up on it, whatever. But I would be curious now to know the budget for Fayette TV and how much the county appropriation or the tourism dollar appropriation is, and what it does with that money and who gets paid through it and how much they get paid through it. That would be very interesting stuff to know.
Go to the county comptroller and add it all up. This goes back 10 or 12 years. And anybody who's tuned in channel 77 knows what a train wreck it is.
And that's all, what network, what the cable provider is that? Is that Breezeline or Armstrong?
Yeah, that's Fayette TV.
Well, I've got AI here. It says it's available on Breezeline and Q-Call in Fayette County. And you can also stream it live. Vitalink stream, live stream.
Oh, the other thing they did do
TV
is
channel.
Eric had his students from AG act as MCs for the various parades in Uniontown. So they did broadcast the Halloween parade and probably an Americanism, and that brought in a lot of tourists too. You can be sure. Especially the Halloween parade probably brought in zombies.
Yes, of course. Yeah. I get the humor, Franklin. I get it.
Yep. Hey, gentlemen,
I'll let you guys.
Yeah, I got to take a break here, gentlemen.
I'll let you guys do your things.
Okay.
Follow this out, Paul.
All right.
You're the news hound. Follow the money. Follow the money. Go to the comptroller, follow the money, and you will be shocked.
All right.
Okay, buddy.
Hey,
Thanks.
Franklin, thanks for the call.
Very
Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Excellent.
Hey, we do have to take a quick little break. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at garysautosales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Bright Stripe, Fayette County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals. Locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
Shopping for replacement windows in Fayette County? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, a family-owned and operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest-lasting windows you can buy.
We have a great selection of colors and finishes. We service the entire Fayette County area and will come to your home. Visit us at metropolitanwindows.com or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Is your favorite chair at home starting to look like it's seen better days? Are the arms tearing away from years of use? I bet the footrest doesn't even work. What color is it, really? At this point, who knows? Wouldn't it be wonderful to get a brand new Lazy Boy recliner? Chesler's Fine Furniture on Route 51 north of Uniontown is your Lazy Boy recliner headquarters, with prices starting at just $429. You can nap in comfort in a recliner that's just right for you. Choose from fabrics or leather, manual or power, and some of our models have massage settings and power headrests too. The chairs are all in stock at Chesler's. There's surely one to fit your needs. If there's someone with special needs in your home, Chesler's has the largest selection of lift recliners in a variety of colors, sizes, and some with heat and massage settings in stock for immediate delivery. Credit terms are available. Chesler's Fine Furniture, where customers send their friends.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes with Paul Sunyak in the studio with me today. It is open conversation, but to be honest with you, the entire conversation this hour has been about the upcoming town hall being sponsored by the Fayette Chamber of Commerce, Fayette County Government, Fayette Redevelopment Authority of Fayette County, and Fayette Penn Economic Council. This town hall to deal with questions, education, information about data centers. What is a data center? So WMBS is being blocked at this point in time from bringing that town hall to you via our live streaming on our Facebook page and our YouTube page. So we're asking questions. Why? What's the big deal? What is the chamber scared of? You know?
I think that that's a valid question to ask, and I think you would welcome anybody from the chamber to call and explain this to the station. I also want to say that it's great to hear from Franklin LaCava to bring a whole different perspective and raise even some more questions about how Fayette TV operates and what its agenda may be, and how it's worth looking into, because it is, at least initially, funded with taxpayer dollars, tourism dollars.
Sure.
So, has it strayed from the mission? How does this promote tourism is a really good question to be asked. Maybe you shouldn't come here, and you should go out and promote some tourism and do some tourism videos and let WMBS take the lead in this, because, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
The fact that you're getting no tourism dollars to do this.
No.
Right? I mean, you don't get any government money
we do not.
to do this.
No.
So it's a very valid point, and boy, I wish that there was a reporter that could dig a little deeper into this.
So, we got to run.
Okay.
Okay. Fox News is up. It is 2:00.
President Trump. Rare. Lisa Brady, Fox News. A private cabinet meeting set for tomorrow at Camp David, while the push continues for a possible deal with Iran, which publicly remains defiant.
With talks ongoing, the Iranians are speaking out. Today, with the country's supreme leader, Mustafa Khamenei, posting on X, the United States will no longer have a safe haven for its mischief and for establishing military bases in West Asia.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. President Trump posting that Iran must give up its highly enriched uranium. The president spent the morning having his latest physical.
Following a medical and dental checkup at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, President Trump said on social media, everything checked out perfectly. The president's physician has not yet released a report publicly, but White House officials say that is likely in the next day or two. President Trump turns 80 years old next month, and when his term ends, he will be the oldest person to ever serve in the office. The president has been photographed with bruising on his hands and swelling in his legs. Last year, the president's doctor said the swelling is caused by chronic venous insufficiency, describing the condition as benign and normal for older patients.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Anti-ICE protesters spending another day outside a detention facility in New Jersey, demanding it be shut down after clashes with agents over the weekend.
One thing I do want to point out that's interesting when you talk to the protesters is they don't want these guys wearing masks, right? They want the ICE agents to take their masks off. They want them out of New Jersey, but they come ready and prepared with their masks, and they say they're not going anywhere. They're trying to run security, and they want all the migrants who are inside that facility, whether they're in the country illegally or not, to be released. Something DHS says is just not going to happen.
Fox's Alexis McAdams in Newark, where the governor joined the protest yesterday, claiming some migrants are on a hunger strike over poor conditions. The Homeland Security Secretary denies that. America is listening to Fox News.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
President Trump is allowing more of one type of refugee into the U.S., citing safety concerns.
The president has largely stopped refugee admissions since he took office, except for white South Africans, specifically Afrikaners, many of whom are farmers. He was planning to allow 7,500 refugees in, but he's increased that by 10,000 through the end of September. An administration document says the Afrikaners face an emergency situation due to incitement of racially motivated violence by the government. Last year, the president hosted South Africa's president, Cyril Ramaphosa, and played videos for him, including clips of South African politicians chanting for the farmers to be killed. Ramaphosa and others in his delegation said violence is a problem for all in South Africa and that it's not racially motivated.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal just getting word that the South Carolina State Senate has rejected an effort to redraw U.S. House districts, aiming to pick up an extra seat for Republicans by targeting the seat held by longtime Democratic Representative James Clyburn. Senators had political concerns and logistical worries. Early voting is already underway for statewide primaries set for June 9th. The manager of a pro baseball team in Japan steps down after being accused of assault and arrested.
Shinnosuke Abe resigns as manager of the Yomiuri Giants and apologizes for the trouble caused by his family matters. He's accused of grabbing his 18-year-old daughter by the collar and throwing her to the floor to stop a fight with her 15-year-old sister. The daughter asked the ChatGPT AI app what to do. It recommended calling a child guidance center. She did, not realizing her report would bring police to the house to make an arrest after Abe admitted what happened. She says she's not hurt and has patched things up with her dad. The Giants are one of the two pro teams based in Tokyo. Abe hit more than 400 home runs for them over 19 seasons as a player and was hired as manager in 2024. Chris Foster, Fox News.
It's a mixed day on Wall Street right now. The Dow is down 201 points, but the NASDAQ is up 244. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Now the local, district, and statewide news. Being brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer. Keeping you warm and cozy in winter and cool and comfortable in summer with a quality Bryant gas furnace or air conditioning system. And now the news.
Good afternoon. It's 2:05. It is cloudy and 78 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. Injured call today for your free consultation, 724-437-2799. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano, and sports and weather will follow the news. Also now a flood watch we'll talk about here in just a bit. Two people were taken to the hospital, after officials said that a raft overturned on the Yawk River at Ohio State Park Sunday afternoon. The Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources said in a statement that responders were called to the Middle Yawk and Henry Clay Township around 1 p.m. for a water rescue. DCNR said that a rental raft on an unguided trip overturned in high water conditions, affecting 7 people. 2 people were taken to the hospital because of the incident. The Trib said an accident report in the American Whitewater database showed that a 5-year-old was among those hospitalized and that the incident happened at Ramcat Rapids. The current conditions of those individuals or of those involved in the incident remain unknown. The Pennsylvania Lottery recently awarded an online prize of over $132,000 to a player in Westmoreland County. The winning game was Cash Carnival Combo, which is a Connect-style game that contributes to the Infinite Jackpot, which starts at $100,000. A mother in West Virginia has been charged with murder in the death of her daughter. West Virginia State Police said 50-year-old Stacy Wind was charged with first-degree murder in connection with the death of her 26-year-old daughter, Ayla. Wind was taken to the Central Regional Jail and her bail denied. State Police said that the remains of Ayla were found in a shallow grave near Summit Lake in Greenbrier County on May 22nd, 4 days after Wind reported her daughter missing to Richwood Police. After an investigation, Wind was arrested May 23rd at a home on Riverside Drive in Richwood. The investigation into Ayla's death continues, and no further information has been released. A new study shows a common procedure for heart attack treatment is not providing any benefits and in women raises risk. Jim Roop will tell us more.
Researchers at Mount Sinai School of Medicine published their findings in the New England Journal of Medicine regarding beta blockers. They say beta blockers did not significantly reduce death, repeat heart attacks, or hospitalization for heart failure in patients whose heart function was preserved. This was a multi-year study involving 8,500 patients in Spain and Italy. A sub-study shows women who got beta blockers had a higher risk of death, heart attack, or hospitalization for heart failure compared with women who did not receive beta blockers. I'm Jim Roop.
WMBS time is now 2:08. We'll check sports and weather right after this.
439-2323. For 24-hour emergency service, call us when you need. We're Fayette's Heating and Air Conditioning, your service company.
When it's sweltering outside, you'll be cool inside with central air conditioning from Bryant, the people that know cool. And it's easy to have a central air conditioning system installed in your home. Simply call on your Bryant dealer, Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, located near the Laurel Mall on Route 119, north of Uniontown. The phone number is 439-2323. Let Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning rescue you from the sticky, humid summer weather. Remember that number for Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, 439-2323.
Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323.
In sports, Pirates will host the Chicago Cubs tonight at PNC Park. Game 2 of the series. Braxton Ashcraft will be on the hill for the Bucks, who are 28-26 and have won 2 in a row. We'll have all the action tonight, starting with the pregame at 6:15 and the first pitch at 6:40. Steelers OTAs, they got back underway today. They'll also have them on Thursday and Friday of this week. And mandatory minicamp is 1 week from today, June 2nd through the 4th.
The local, district, and statewide news has been brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer. Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall. Phone 439-2323.
This Weather Watch is brought to you by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Is it time to find a home that fits your lifestyle? Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with beautiful, energy-efficient homes packed with features you've been dreaming about at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51.
Cloudy, maybe a shower this afternoon. 80 will be the high. Cloudy, a few showers tonight. 64 will be the low. Showers and storms tomorrow, and the high will be 72. There's also going to be a flood watch starting at midnight tonight and running through 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Right now, it's cloudy and 78 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law studios. It's 2:11 on this Tuesday afternoon. I'm TJ DeStefano. And coming up next, it's hour 2 of What's on Your Mind with Russ and Paul here on WMBS.
This Weather Watch was brought to you by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Is it time to find a home that fits your lifestyle? Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with beautiful, energy-efficient homes packed with features you've been dreaming about at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51.
The wait is over. It's time to manja. Manja featuring Delalo is now open at Live Casino. Part market, part cafe, Manja offers fresh, authentic pasta, pizza, hoagies, salads, ice cream, cocktails, and more made with Delalo's finest ingredients. Eat in, grab and go, or take home a taste of Italy from our retail market. Meet you at Manja featuring Delalo. Now open inside Live Casino, Route 30 at Westmoreland Mall. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility combined with our personalized approach is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Tired of running out of hot water? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is your local source for reliable tank and tankless gas water heaters. Whether you're replacing an old unit or upgrading to an energy-efficient tankless system, we have options to fit your home and budget. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help you get dependable hot water when you need it most. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com. Koval Building Supply. Everything you need to keep your home running comfortably.
Hello, Uniontown and Fayette County. This is Attorney Vince Quattrini of the Quattrini Law Group. Be sure to tune in at 11:25, the first and third Mondays of each month on this station. The Quattrini Law Group attorneys will be providing guidance on what to do when you're injured at work or in a motor vehicle accident. We'll also share tips when applying for Social Security disability benefits, when appealing a veteran service-connected disability claim. We do it every day, all day. You can also set up an appointment in our Uniontown or Somerset office. The consultation's free. Call Quattrini Law Group today at 724-439-8300 or Google Quattrini Law Group. That's 724-439-8300. Have a great day.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. Paul Sunyak is in the studio with me today. We've been chatting, well, about the ongoing debate, I guess, with the Chamber of Commerce not letting WMBS into their town hall next week to stream the meeting for those of you that haven't signed up to be there in person or don't have cable access. So we'll continue with that conversation along with some other stuff. I want to remind you, though, that we are brought to you by Gary's Auto Sales, Hicks & Baugh's Drugstore, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, K2 Engineering, Madewell Services, full lawn care and cleaning services, Bright Stripes, seal coating and line striping, and AR Roofing and Remodeling. You know, one thing we didn't bring up, phone calls can change things. You know,
Really?
so
Really?
you know, I know we have other chamber members listen to not just this show, but WMBS in particular. And I'm going to say, hey, if you agree with what we're talking about here, call the chamber. Let them know. Voice your opinion. Tell them that you're a chamber member and that you think we should be allowed to stream.
Circle back to the original question. What harm comes from allowing you to film this or stream it on your platform to your audience? Tell me how that messes things up or why that shouldn't be allowed.
Right.
Except for that you want control. And what's the reason for that? I mean, fully explain this. Don't just say, well, we've decided or I've decided and we're not going to do it. What's the rationale behind it? Is there some state secret here? I mean, is I don't see it as a public forum. It's not like you're sneaking into
No.
a private meeting or an executive session to try to film it, right?
Yeah.
So why not just give us the reason, call the show, put it out there, say here's why we don't want WMBS. Is it a personal vendetta? I mean, this is what the conspiracy theorist would say.
Sure. Yeah.
What do you have against WMBS?
Exactly.
Do you view them as a competitor, or do you want to just have exclusive dibs on this? What's the real reason
What is
here?
the reason? What is it that WMBS is lacking, where we won't be able to present this in a fair way?
And I would postulate that if it was just one person who viewed it on WMBS's Facebook page or YouTube or whatever,
that's one more person.
That's one more person who got to hear all the information
Absolutely.
that you think the public needs to hear.
Yeah. And especially since we archive him, these videos,
right?
We'll be able to go back and show it again,
time and time again. It's
Absolutely.
right there.
Absolutely. If not through Facebook, through our YouTube channel.
Correct.
Yeah, very much so. All right. So if you have any comments on that, give us a call, 724-438-4593. Last hour, as the show started, I brought up a constitutional amendment that Representative Nancy Mace from South Carolina is putting forth that would, if added to the Constitution, would require all members of Congress and the judiciary to be natural-born citizens to serve, like the president and vice president.
Well, this is a question,
Mhm.
and I think it's a valid one. If you impose this on the president and the vice presidency, that you have to be a natural-born citizen, why not everybody else?
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of when Franklin Roosevelt won his 4th term as president. Then, as soon as the opposition party, the Republicans, took control of Congress, they passed, we're going to allow 2 terms. That's all you're
Mhm.
allowed. They changed it, So, but so we don't want to have somebody here for more than 2 terms for more than 8 years, because then they become embedded and whatever. But they didn't impose that same rule on themselves. So you could be a senator for 95 years, or
Mhm.
I'm making that up, but you could be there forever as a member of Congress.
Well, I think Strom Thurmond was almost that long.
Yes,
I mean, he was
exactly.
well into his 90s when he died in
Isn't
office.
it true that it should be what's good for the goose is good for the gander?
Mhm.
So if you're going to limit the president to 8 years, then why didn't you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
As congressmen and as senators, right?
Absolutely.
And the same thing would apply here. If it's important enough for whatever reason, national security, knowing our country, civics or whatever, or having grown up here, homegrown, if it's important enough for the president and the vice president, why shouldn't it be binding on, let's just say, the Senate Majority Leader or
Mhm.
the Speaker of the House, who is 3rd in line for the succession, right?
There you go.
Because,
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't they also, if they
Mhm.
are 3rd in line of succession after the president, the vice president, Speaker of the House, why shouldn't the Speaker of the House be
Mhm.
someone who is also native born?
Sure. Currently, there are 7 Republicans and 19 Democrats in Congress that are foreign-born. Just wanted to pass it. Yeah.
Interesting. I don't
So-
think most people know that.
No. One of Representative Mace's arguments on this is whose country are they
Representing.
Yeah.
Whose interest are they representing?
Exactly.
It's a very good question.
Yeah, their country of origin, or the United States.
Or if you come from a country where democracy, or the way that we do democracy, is not the norm, and you have certain systems there that you believe in, then you come here and you
Mhm.
carry those, I don't want to say biases, but you
Mhm.
carry that inculcation with you.
Do you think that would trickle down to local offices too? And I bring this up because I think it's out in California. It's a mayor's race, not one of the major cities, but one of the candidates, and I think she's foreign-born. I'm not sure, but at an event the other day refused to cite the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah. So do you think this should translate to mayors and council members in local offices, state governments?
This is a question I've dealt with and talked about with one of my very good friends since the 3rd grade. And basically, he told me that in the schools, he's out of state, okay? But when I was a kid, we were taught that the United States was a melting pot, that you came here from whatever country and you assimilated into this country and you became a United States citizen, and that was your allegiance. And that was, you brought your own culture, fine to celebrate that, but you assimilated and it was a melting pot. Everybody came here to be an American, United States citizen. And he said, they don't teach that anymore, at least in his school district, that they taught you like it's like a, I don't know what he called, like a tapestry or something like that, where you can sort of come here and still be what you were when you came from, but it's sort of like woven into, there's no assimilation to that degree.
No,
or it's like the ingredients of, I don't know how he described it. I don't remember exactly, but it was not, the melting pot concept is not applied anymore.
Well, and I think to a certain extent it's always been, if you're emigrating, you still search out your own, so to speak.
Right.
And I think that's just human nature. But to your point, it seems like there are these enclaves. Just look at Minnesota.
Yes.
That's largely Somali there anymore. So they're electing. If you're not Somali, you're not going to get elected to Ilhan Omar's seat that she currently has. So it seems like, we're getting these areas.
Right.
Same with up in Michigan. You have a lot of Muslim-controlled areas. The city government is run by Muslims, and people wanting to enact Sharia law to go against.
They want to come here and bring their system and their values and impose it on everybody here, if you want to do that, right? And I think that's part of the problem. To be honest about it, I think that you don't come here to like turn the United States into the country that you came from. You came here to become a United States citizen. And that's why you took a citizenship test, and that's why you learned about the way things work here. Because I had a professor in college who went to China as a Fulbright scholar, I believe, and then wrote this was like a long time ago, 20 years ago, maybe 15, 20, and wrote that we make a mistake in the United States when we think that all countries, because we're a democracy, that all countries function best as a democracy. Because in other countries, like, you need that strong government. They gravitate toward that because they've never had a working democracy.
Yeah, they don't know any different.
They don't know any different, and so therefore the only person that can sort of keep order is a dictator type person, or is a strong person, a strong man, we used to call them. Women might get mad about that, but a strong woman as well. But that sort of model is what works for them.
So they might say they're a democracy, but if everything's being centered, all power being centered on that one person.
Yeah, we have an election, but there's only one person on the ballot.
Yeah,
right.
I won 99% of the vote.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Paul, we have another call on the line,
Sure.
so get your headphones on there. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind. You're on the air with Russ and Paul.
Hello, Russ.
Yes.
It's Mark calling.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, America's no longer a melting pot. It's a tossed salad.
That's the word he used. It's a tossed salad.
Okay.
That's what my friend told me.
Yeah, that.
Thanks for
and you're
doing that.
right about the. Yeah, you're right about some of these countries, about the dictators. Yeah, instead of trying turn Afghanistan into a democracy, we should have tried to deal with that Northern Alliance, and found these guys a benevolent dictator and supported him.
Mm-hmm.
That's my personal view on it. But with some of the things you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, I kind of called up to talk on the lighter side, though,
all right.
Russ. Yeah. Well, I see. I'm sitting here drinking a beer. I got the garden turned over, the smallest Victory Garden in Republic, 12 by 12. Put my stuff in. We were talking about, I believe, the strike there in New York City.
Oh, the Long Island Railroad workers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I see they settled that real quick. So I guess
Don't know the
New
terms.
York-
Don't know what they settled on. That hasn't been revealed yet. But yes.
Yeah. I know that the governor came on, and she says there will be no fare increase and no tax increase. But she didn't say who's the Peter that's going to get robbed to pay Paul.
Okay.
You know, I kind of noticed that she didn't say a word. I said, okay.
All right.
We'll see where the money comes from. Somebody's going to complain somewhere about because somebody's going to pay.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
they were looking for I think it was like a 14.5% raise. Spread over
Mhm.
4 years. I think
Yeah,
3
yeah.
years, 3 or 4
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
Excuse me while I take a sip of draft.
Okay.
I just got done
Well, it was
going
going to be increased ridership that would do it.
Stop tempting us, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop teasing us there, by the way, Mark.
Yeah.
Now the idea's
Okay.
in my mind, Russ. You know, it's going to be hard to concentrate.
It is, and I got to go back home and do some more work after this. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The second thing is, remember a couple weeks ago I was talking about something that kind of raised my ire about one of the our senator.
Which
the new
one, Mr. Fetterman?
Yeah, Mr.
Or
Fetterman.
Mr. McCormick?
Mr. Fetterman.
Okay.
Mr. Fetterman. You know, I remember I told you about how I went down to, I had to go get my car Z-barred down there in McKeesport, and how terrible the town was. And,
yeah.
You know, Mr. Fetterman, he had a commercial, political commercial about how he rebuilt the town. If Braddock was anything, like McKeesport, I don't think he rebuilt anything.
Yeah.
Okay, but that same day, now Braddock's a borough, North Braddock, it's right next to it. They should almost join because they're right next to it. They announced that they were, I guess, going to get a government law. I guess it might be from the federal or the state. I'm not sure which one. And they're going to try to start a demolition company. They said they had hundreds of homes and buildings they needed to knock down in the town. It sounds to me like they're going to be knocking the whole town down.
Well.
And I'm thinking to myself, how much did he really rebuild Braddock if North Braddock is that way? You know what I'm thinking? It just kind of raised my ire.
Okay. I hear you.
But it's kind of odd that we were just talking about it. And I said, there's a story about North Braddock. They're going to tear back the whole town down the way they're talking.
Well, good luck to them. Sometimes you have to have total destruction in order to rebuild. Hey, Mark, we got to run. Did you?
Sometimes it makes more economic sense to tear it down and build new because it costs more to fix up a dilapidated structure than it would be to build a new one.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So, all right. Hey, Mark, thanks for your call. Appreciate it.
Right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Got to take a quick little break, Paul. So we'll be right back after this. Both lines are open. It is open conversation. So give Paul and myself a call, 724-438-4593.
If you are looking for a trusted local law firm with a strong commitment to their clients, look no further than Zebley Law Offices. Attorney Zebley has been practicing law in Fayette County for more than 4 decades. Although specializing in bankruptcy, Zebley also handles real estate matters, civil suits, collections, wills, powers of attorney, and more. If you need legal help, go with a name you recognize and trust. Call Zebley Law Offices today at 724-439-9200.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or
Hi, come on in. How are you?
for personal, professional health care you can trust, see Dr. Paul Hardley and nurse practitioners Tara Bozak, Jessica Reckhart, and Stacy Morris, proudly serving our community for over 30 years. Need care today? Walk-ins are always welcome. For your primary care, call Dr. Paul Hartley at 724-437-1109 or visit ppcp.org. Or
Serving number 3,944.
warm weather means you'll be spending more time outside. So enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturer and customers guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sproulsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
It's gorgeous outside, which means it's time to get to Bittersweet Cafe of Farmington. From their incredible daily lunch specials featuring farm-to-table fresh ingredients to their refreshing drinks, frozen treats, smoothies, and iced tea, Bittersweet Cafe has something for everyone. Enjoy this beautiful spot nestled in the Laurel Highland Mountains, just a few miles outside of Ohiopyle on Farmington, Ohiopyle Road. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. 724-208-5281. What makes buying your next vehicle for me worthwhile? I make it a very easy 5-step process. You look, you shop, you ask, you decide. And I listen. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai. I'll make you a good deal.
Having Hicks & Baugh's drugstore in Uniontown means reliable, quality, and friendly service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller are ready to answer your health questions and handle all your prescriptions. They offer free delivery, mail-out service, and accept all utility payments, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Visit Hicks & Baugh's at 304 Morgantown Street in Uniontown or call 724-437-2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday until 3.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes. It is Open Conversation. Paul Sunyak is in the studio with me as well. So we're looking forward to chatting with you, 724-438-4593. So we've got primaries going on. Texas, their runoff primary on the Republican ballot. Incumbent John Cornyn trying to hang on so he can get another 6 years. And eventually hit that 30-year mark in the Senate, going against the current state attorney general, Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton's been backed by President Trump. So there's that. California is next week with their I forget what they call it. I forget what they call their type of election, where everybody's on the same ballot. And the
open primary?
No, it's no. There's another term that they go for, but the top two vote getters,
The runoff. It's like a runoff election.
Not even that. I can't. But it doesn't matter who the top two are. Will go to the general election in the fall. So it could be two Democrats.
Oh, really?
Will be the top vote getters, and then the two Democrats will go against each other for the final, or two Republicans, or one and one.
I see.
Right now, it looks like it's trending towards one Republican and one Democrat, which right there is a big upset in California. But I think, Paul, the biggest thing is all the redistricting that's taking place, and all the court fights that are taking place, and everything else. Was it Alabama? Yeah, federal court just stepped in and said, nah, even though we had approved this district a number of years ago, you can't use it now.
Well, there's two things here. Number one, as you described California to me, it's a little bit amazing to me that there's such a variance in the different states as to how they handle primary elections and general elections. I
think it's called jungle primary. That's the term I was looking for.
Yeah, I think there's like Louisiana, I believe, and I could be wrong about this, but I think that there are certain states, and I believe Louisiana is one of them, but don't hold me to that, where in these primaries, you have to have at least 50% of the vote, or the general. You have to win at least 50% to win. So you
Mhm.
couldn't have an election where, one person is the Democrat, one person is the Republican, one person is the Green Party or whatever, and then they split it, and they
Mhm.
each have a third of the vote, 33 and a third. The top two then run against each other because one of them has to have at least 50%.
Right.
you
So
know?
that's the Texas.
Yeah, and we
today.
don't do that in Pennsylvania. You can have 17 people in a primary for
Mhm.
a race, at the state level, and the winner, even if they only have 10% of the vote, they're going to win, right?
Right.
So when you look at the different systems, and California seems to have something that's new that I haven't really heard of that much before, haven't followed. It just seems like states are out there freelancing on their own and doing things the way that they want to.
Mhm.
Now you get to the redistricting thing. I think it is a relatively new, I won't call it invention, but embracing a new concept of doing this more frequently than every 10 years. There's no prohibition against it from what I remember
Mhm.
reading. Okay, but traditionally what would happen is in Pennsylvania and other states, you'd have the census in 2020,
Right.
and then the numbers would be available in like 2021 or whatever, and then you say, well, now you lost a seat, a
Mhm.
congressional seat, so now you have to redraw the maps, and the state legislature would do that, and it would last for 10 more years. And I used to think that was the law, but apparently it's not. They can do that as
okay.
frequently as they want. So some of the states now are doing it more frequently than 10 years, and they're doing it
Mhm.
and getting an advantage and whatever. Then there's accusations of gerrymandering, and
Right.
that's always gone on. That always will go on, and somebody will
Yep.
be dissatisfied with the map. So that pendulum swings back and forth as well. Democrats in Pennsylvania have done it to save seats and get rid of people they didn't like. Republicans have done the same thing. That suddenly,
Mm-hmm.
your district disappears because you didn't vote the party line. So they're gonna give me part of your district.
Mhm.
That sort of thing. So that's just the way it goes, to be
Yeah.
honest about it.
And of course, the new Supreme Court. I think it was Arkansas, where they ruled you can't make a district based off of race.
Mhm.
So as a result, two seats down in Arkansas that are predominantly black, the whole state's being redrawn. So that's a big thing.
And that was the Supreme Court of Arkansas, or
No,
the Supreme
federal
Court,
U.S.
federal
Supreme Court.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Which would supersede the state, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I think that when you look at this, these set-asides, which is what they really are, why shouldn't you be able to draw the map? I mean, Fayette County at one point was part of a cohesive congressional district with Washington and Greene,
Mhm.
and Austin Murphy represented it. Before him, Doc Morgan. Okay, after him, Frank Mascara, and that for the most part, the three counties were together, and Fayette was in that block. Well, then we lost seats, and then Fayette County for a while got split in two. Fayette County was between two different congressional
Mhm.
districts, and John Murtha had part of it at that time.
Right.
And so we got carved up,
Mhm.
and there's no mighty hue and cry that goes up and says, "Well, we're
Yeah.
Fayette County. We're one of the poorest counties. We should stay
Yeah.
together. We should stay contiguous." You carved us up. Now it happens.
Yeah.
To
And
us.
another big thing is, and people they're looking at Democrat states more than I see this at Republican red states, but we'll use Illinois as an example. And Illinois, I think, has, I want to say 18, 19 congressional seats. But within that, there's only 2 or 3 Republicans districts that are in Illinois. So the argument is, well, you know what? Illinois is not a 70-30 state. It's more like 50-50 if you look at the most recent presidential election, that it was like 55-45. So there should be more Republican representatives in Illinois. Same thing, the New England states. Out of all the New England states, there's 1 Republican representative out of all the New England states combined.
Right. And the point I would make, Russ, is this: if you are going to be upset about what is happening in, say, a southern state, where South Carolina or something. Let's say South Carolina is redrawing its map, and they're going to be all Republican districts now. Okay.
Yeah.
Then if you're upset at that process and the motivation behind it, then you must also be upset, even if you're a Democrat, over what you just described in Illinois.
Exactly.
But you won't see that happen. Will
No.
you? You'll see it say, like, oh, South Carolina, look what they're doing. They're trampling people's rights and whatever. But when you go to Illinois, they won't levy the same level of criticism and say, look, it should be more balanced, and they should redraw their maps to give the Republicans more representation. And it works in reverse as well.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander, as the old saying goes, right? Yeah.
So if there are areas where Democrats have been zoned out, in certain states, then you should be critical of that too. If you adhere to that moral philosophy or ethical philosophy or political philosophy.
Yeah.
If the state's 50-50, then the map should be drawn where the congressional districts are more 50-50. Otherwise, your argument really has no merit, right?
Right.
So it should be a bipartisan kind of or a non-political kind of view of how business is done. It shouldn't be only when it happens that your side is losing seats, then you're upset about it. But if my side's going to keep their seats or gain seats, then I'm okay with it. We shouldn't have that in the body politic.
I hear you. It's making it interesting because historically, the party that's in control in Washington, D.C. at the midterms usually loses a lot of seats, if not control altogether. This is kind of throwing that whole thing up in the air, and that may not be the case this time around. So that's the talking heads, I think, are having a hard time trying to figure out where to put their guesses.
Well, the dynamic is changing and the system is changing, and there's all kind of new things with social media and AI, and the whole political model I think has been turned on its head. I mean, back in the day when I was younger, it was in Fayette County, let's say, you had the Democratic Party, and here's the slate card, and here's who you're supposed to vote for, and they had a machine pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And you go out and you could do it. I think the machine doesn't work anymore for the Democratic or the Republican Party in Fayette County, and maybe in general. You have people who can seize their own brand and can promote their own brand, and they can sidestep all of that, and it's not the person who can, afford to have someone at the polls handing out the slate cards and giving people a little comb or a nail file or whatever like it used to be.
Right. Yeah.
Or get rides to the polls. I mean, now people don't even have to get a ride to the polls. They can fill out a mail-in ballot and not have to be bothered. So that whole system, I think, has just been turned on its ear.
Just everything. It's a new normal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah, and you're still trying to figure out what normal is.
And it keeps changing.
It is. It is very much.
With technology and AI, and that's going to be a whole new wrinkle where
how to reach out, how to get your message across, how to counteract the other guy's message, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. So it's never boring, is it?
No.
No.
It can be addictive to follow it. You get sucked into it, right? But it's never boring, and it's ever changing, and that's just the way I think that it works. And these changes are, you're right, though, these changes are midterm redistricting is something that, like I said, hasn't been prohibited, but it just sort of has been tradition that nobody did it. And now one state starts to do it, and then another state says, well, we're going to do it to counteract you. And then pretty soon everybody's doing it. And it becomes, like you say, the new normal or the new norm, right?
Yes. Yeah. So 724-438-4593. That is the number to dial into. Give us a call. Does the former CIA fundraiser, Dr. Hal Puthoff, his quote-unquote revelation that the U.S. government has 4 separate species of aliens in the bodies of them, does that surprise you at all?
All of which I've seen on TV, like the Land of the Lost was a show for kids. As a kid, I saw they had the slee stacks or whatever, these lizard type people. So isn't it funny that the 4 types of aliens that this guy enumerates are also
Uh-huh.
sort of the stereotypes you've seen in all kind of
Yes.
science fiction, from
Yeah.
Star Trek to what was the Rod Serling show on TV? I forget.
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone.
So-
You've
yeah.
seen all these things before, like all the drawings. It sort of depicts that. My question is, where are the photographs?
What? Yes.
Let's
Yes.
take a look at this, and that should be evidence there. Certainly,
One
you
would think. And if they're in the files that are being released,
Yes,
because we were teased last week that, hey, there's more files to come, and they're just going to absolutely blow you away.
Russ, if you live long enough, and I think I have, it's funny to me how trends circle back around.
Mhm.
I mean, bell bottoms, were popular in the 70s when I was in school, and
Yeah.
then I noticed that they've come and gone twice, I think, since then, right?
I think so.
Okay, and now you start to see Bigfoot was a big deal. In Fayette County, there's sightings of Bigfoot. UFOs. There's a guy in Westmoreland County that tracking these things, and and you just see these things sort of circle around,
Uh-huh.
and now they become topical again, and somebody's usually selling a book or trying to capitalize on it in some way. But I think that if that was, let's see the evidence of it. How can you keep a secret this long? The way government works, you can't
Yeah.
keep a secret.
I've said the same thing for years. The analogy that I've used is the argument against nuclear energy. So the United States Navy has had nuclear power plants in their boats since the late 50s.
Mm-hmm.
There's never been a nuclear accident in the U.S. Navy, and you don't think that there's not going to be some kind of disgruntled sailor that would come forward and say, "Oh, yes, there has been. I was there. I was involved." Not one.
Right.
Yeah. So where's the proof?
It's conspiracy theories sell, and you can create a controversy and capitalize on it in a certain way, and it's easier to do now than ever, right? So I just think that if you had this firsthand knowledge, wouldn't somebody have, Edward Snowden? Look what he did, for the all the spying that our own government was doing on people, which I think has been undercovered. Basically, I think that's the thing people should be upset about.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
the spying and the breaking of all the rules there to do that. But that just sort of went away, right? You didn't see either party make a big deal about that, right? But he came forth and said, yeah, here's the proof. I mean, here's what we do. We spied on our allies under all kind of presidential administrations, right?
Yeah.
Because they want to know what our allies are thinking. And we bugged their phone or we bugged their room, So if he can bring that forth, wouldn't you think that in all these years there is somebody working at the place where they store this stuff who would have been able to make a copy of the photograph or the thing and leak that?
Yeah.
You would think.
Oops, I sent the wrong email.
Exactly.
Type of thing.
Exactly.
And if they're at it, let's find out about Mothman, shall we?
Oh, man.
Did I get you on that one?
Yeah.
I got you on that one, Paul?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Hey, we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, well, it's open conversation. You, me, Paul, together, we'll finish out hour 2 of What's on Your Mind right after this.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
That sneeze was in a different zip code, and I still felt the germs.
Relax, Randy. I went to Montgomery Medical. I'm fully shielded.
Like a flu shot?
Flu, COVID, the works. If you haven't caught up on your shots yet, they'll get you sorted in minutes. It's basically a suit of armor, but with less clanking. Then do the double shot. After Montgomery Medical, head over to Renew You Medispa. I got their immunity IV drip.
A Medispa?
You relax, you hydrate, and you give your immune system a VIP upgrade.
Montgomery Medical, a family tradition of family medicine.
The wait is over. It's time to manja. Manja. Manja featuring DeLallo is now open at Live Casino. Part market, part cafe, Manja offers fresh, authentic pasta, pizza, hoagies, salads, ice cream, cocktails, and more made with DeLallo's finest ingredients. Eat in, grab and go, or take home a taste of Italy from our retail market. Meet you at Manja featuring DeLallo. Now open inside Live Casino, Route 30 at Westmoreland Mall. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Laurel Ridge Eye Care reminds us that vision problems may develop so slowly you don't even notice until you find yourself reading less and straining to focus. If that's happening to you, call Dr. Aaron Sobel at Laurel Ridge Eye Care for a complete vision exam. If there's one thing you shouldn't overlook, it's your vision. Laurel Ridge Eye Care and board-certified ophthalmologist Dr. Aaron Sobel remind you that early detection of eye disease can help prevent blindness. Their complete vision exams can help determine if you are developing problems. Laurel Ridge Eye Care offers full-service medical, surgical, and laser eye care with cataract surgery performed at Uniontown Hospital. Don't take chances with your eyes. Schedule your appointment today by calling Laurel Ridge Eye Care at 724-437-2222. That's 724-437-2222. All insurances are accepted, as well as Visa, MasterCard, and debit card at Laurel Ridge Eye Care, 130 West Fayette Street in the former Hockey Funeral Home.
Benjamin F. Goodwin, voted Fayette County's best attorney, and the entire award-winning Goodwin-Como law team have been trusted by your friends and neighbors for the past 20 years. From estate planning and administration to personal injury, workers' compensation, family law, and criminal defense, they deliver dedicated, personalized representation with 2 convenient offices in Uniontown and Bell Vernon. Visit GoodwinComo.com or call them at 724-438-1616 for your free initial consultation. Goodwin Como, righting wrongs, securing justice.
Bright Stripe, Fayette County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals. Locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
It's spring, and everything is growing, and Madewell Services is here to help. They offer full lawn care service, including spring cleanups, mulching, landscaping and planting, weekly grass cutting, power washing, and more. Madewell Services also provides professional cleaning services for your home or office, moving in or out service, party cleanups, weekly cleanings, and junk removal. Licensed and insured for peace of mind. Call Madewell Services today at 724-912-1805. That's 724-912-1805 for a free estimate.
Well, welcome back to What's on Your Mind. A little Chicago going. I don't know if you can hear it right now, Paul. You don't have your headphones on. So a little Chicago on the lead in.
Is that Chicago?
That's Chicago.
What
yeah.
song?
I think that's Dialogue 1 and 2.
Okay, Dialogue
Yeah.
1 and 2. Okay.
Yeah, I think that was one of my favorites of theirs.
I like Chicago.
Yeah. So
Terry Kath was like probably one of the greatest guitarists, but he died
tragically. Yeah.
But you see him on some
Accidental
of these
shooting.
clips. Yes,
Yeah.
you see these clips, and he could really make that thing
Oh,
wail, man.
Well, Jimi Hendrix even said that Terry
Mhm.
Kath was better than he was.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, phenomenal guitarist. So yeah, and I kind of like older Chicago,
I do
as
too.
as opposed to the the more ballady love songs. I mean, I still like them very much.
Well, if you listen to Terry Kath, if you want to hear the solo in 25 or 6/4,
Oh.
I mean, he's really fantastic.
Without a doubt.
He had an edge to it. He brought it. You're right. When he was there was more of a hard edge to
Mhm.
the sound. Then after he left, it became more ballads with Peter Cetera, who I think is a very good musician. as well,
Absolutely,
you know, so.
without a doubt. So I saw a couple years ago there was a tribute band at the State Theater that was very, very
Oh,
good.
if you want to see a really good one, there's a group called Leonid and Friends. They're Russian Russians.
Oh, yeah?
And maybe a couple other Eastern Bloc countries. But they do Chicago songs. I
They
saw
do.
them one time. They are fantastic.
okay.
Absolutely fantastic. They're on. You can look them up on
Okay.
Facebook, Leonid and Friends.
Okay.
And they're really, 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 really good.
Okay. Yeah, this one, they're from, I think, Canada, and I can't remember their name, but so good that actual Chicago stole one of their musicians.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, well.
I saw the actual Chicago a couple years ago, and I think there are only one or two. The
That are
trumpet
left.
player, maybe Lee
Right.
Loughnane or whatever his name, how you pronounce it.
And maybe the trombonist.
Yeah, and that was it.
Pankow.
James Pankow, yeah.
Yeah,
But that was
yeah.
it. You know, Robert Lamb, I think, was there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think it was Robert Lamb
Okay.
and the trumpet player. But it could have been the trombone player.
Yeah.
But that would be it.
Okay.
Yeah, but to me, like you can get these replacement singers, and they're almost as good. It's like listening to Journey without Stevie Perry, right?
Right.
You know, but if Stevie Perry's not there, I'm not getting the full
Yeah.
Journey experience, right?
Or Adam Lambert for
For
Freddie Mercury
yeah,
on Queen.
yeah. It's nice
Yeah.
to say you saw Queen with Adam Lambert, but it's still not
No.
the same without the original.
Not the same. Yeah, and you know, it gives you more appreciation for Led Zeppelin hanging it up.
Yeah.
After the death of John Bonham.
Sure.
You know, they knew. They knew.
They knew it just wouldn't be the same.
It wasn't going to be the same. Yeah. Yeah. So
the Beatles, I think there was a time when George Harrison left or whatever, and there was a discussion that let's bring Eric Clapton into the band, you know, and no, we just can't do that. you
Yeah.
know.
Not going to work.
No, not going to work.
No. Understandable. Yeah, and I don't know, you know, Davy Jones leaving the Monkees. I don't know if that worked then.
Oh, Russ, you make me laugh.
Hey, Paul, guess what?
Time's up.
It is.
All
It
right.
is. Thanks for coming back in today.
No problem.
And we'll do this again sometime. And you know, maybe we'll kick Kendall out of the studio on a Friday sometime, and we'll just do it. You and me.
I thought that was already planned. I mean,
Okay.
oh, did I say something wrong? Okay, thanks,
Hey,
Russ.
this is What's on Your Minds. Fox News is coming up at the tone. It's gonna be 3 o'clock.
Redistricting pushback. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The effort to use a different congressional map this year stalls in South Carolina.
While South Carolina's House passed a bill to redistrict, Republicans in the state Senate opted not to move forward. Senator Richard Cash said he was disappointed, but that early voting for the June primary had started.
The deadline has passed. Voting has begun. It is time to conclude the matter.
Others worried eliminating the only Democratic congressional district out of 7 would backfire.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. The state Senate voting to continue the bill, though, which keeps it alive while pushing it to the next legislative session. Earlier, a panel of federal judges rejecting Alabama's new maps for this year's midterms, issuing a preliminary injunction with the state is appealing to the U.S. Supreme Court. Just getting word a chemical explosion earlier today in Washington state has turned deadly. Not clear yet how many people were killed, in addition to multiple critical injuries. This after a chemical tank imploded at a pulp and paper mill run by Nippon Dynawave Packaging Company in Longview, Washington, not far from the Oregon border. Separately, thousands remain evacuated in Southern California because of a damaged chemical tank at an aerospace plant. A new demand from Iran. State media reporting the regime wants billions in frozen funds released as part of any deal with the U.S.
Officials in Washington say that's not going to happen, and any sort of financial relief for the Iranians will only come if they uphold their end of the bargain. This comes as the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports remains in effect, and U.S. Central Command says